Thank you, Michael, and good evening. Let me be the first to tell you happy belated Easter, or as Joe Biden would say, happy Mother's Day. Glad to be with you all tonight. I have just one simple message. It is time for a new governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. We have to remind folks that Andy Beshear was the shut-down governor. He shut down Main Street Bowling Green, but the big box stores got to stay open. That wasn't fair. He kept our kids out of the classroom longer than what was necessary, and now we wonder why our test scores have gone down. That wasn't fair. And he sent state troopers to our churches on Easter Sunday just 3 years ago, violating our rights as Americans. Just because we live through a once-in-a-generation global pandemic doesn't mean that our rights, freedoms, and liberties as Kentuckians should be tossed out the window. As your Commissioner of Agriculture during COVID, I focused on two things. Number one, helping feed people when he shut down the economy. But number two, when he shut down family-owned businesses, we did not hesitate. We took the governor to court, and due to the effort of my office, we kept over 500 Kentucky-proud, family-owned businesses like Cheney's Dairy and Jackson Orchard open for business despite his lockdowns. We are a candidate of action that stood up at the right time. As a candidate for governor, here are the things that I believe in. Number one, I am a follower of Christ. Number two, I am a defender of the Second Amendment, and I'll be in a turkey blind on Sunday. I'm also pro-life and proud to be endorsed by Kentucky Right to Life, but that's where the conversation should start. I want to be the governor that works with our General Assembly about leading a reform for the broken adoption and foster care system in Kentucky. We have too many kids, 8,000 kids looking for a forever home. And the next statement I'm about to say, I never thought would be a controversial thing to say in the United States of America. I will be a governor that stands up, supports, and funds our men and women in law enforcement. We got to support the police. We need to put drug dealers behind bars and give those suffering from addiction a second chance as well. And we need to stop paying people to sit at home and watch Netflix. We got to get them back into the workforce. I support American energy independence, and you're feeling it at the pump right now, so we're not dependent on foreign countries for not just our fuel, but also our economic freedom. I'm against mandatory vaccine mandates, especially for our kids in schools. And speaking of our kids, it is wrong to let boys play in girls' sports, period. And speaking of education, I believe parents should have a say-so in what their kids are exposed to in the classroom, and we also need to empower our teachers who are doing two things. They're trying to teach, like my mom did for 30 years, and they're raising other people's kids, which is why I will support disciplinary reform in the classroom so teachers can control the learning environment for everybody. And finally, the governor is suing me. He's suing everybody. I want to be a governor that works with the Kentucky General Assembly and doesn't sue them constantly. So thank you for what you all do. I'm running an old-fashioned People's First campaign across Kentucky. I have visited all 120 counties since announcing back on Kentucky's birthday of June 1st this past year. I'm telling folks we're going to visit every single county twice and every Dollar General store once. So you know we have a lot of stops ahead of us. We also have over 235 endorsements from elected Republicans, including 1/4 of all of our judge executives, over 25 members of the Kentucky General Assembly, including Senator Mike Wilson and my good friend Representative Meredith, thank you for that, and over 100 magistrates. We need on May 16th, as a party, to select the candidate who has the best chance of beating Andy Beshear in the fall. The last election I won 117 of 120 counties. I received more votes on election night than Andy Beshear did in 2019. We need to elect the candidate who can go the full way. And in conclusion, one family, father and son, have ruled Kentucky for 24 years. And what has happened? Our pensions have been weakened, our education standards are about the same, and our rankings of a state really haven't gone up. And now they're asking for 4 more years. Do we want a family dynasty in Kentucky, or do we want to do something else? I'm proud of who we are as Americans. As someone that grew up earning it in life, someone that started working at age 6 for $1 an hour at a tobacco patch, I am proud that I lived in a country where one day you could grow up and go to college, get to serve as a legislator, as your ag commissioner, hopefully as your next governor. Because we must never forgive and never apologize for who we are as a country. Because we are a shining city on a hill. We are a beacon of freedom for untold millions across this globe. That I'm proud to live in a country where we stand for this flag, where we kneel before our God, and we give our men and women in law enforcement and the military that they deserve that credit for. The last 8 years, I've helped feed Kentucky, and tonight I'm asking you for the opportunity to lead Kentucky. May God bless you, and God bless the Commonwealth. Thank you so much.